like just having a name badge on today, I've forgotten everyone's names, and I know them for the last 10, 15 years, however it's been, and I don't know anyone's names anymore. And everyone's different. I don't have the the shapes or them symptoms. I'm physically like quite healthy. I eat. I have no problem. That's how I keep alive as well. And I don't know. It's like you want help, but you don't. Do you know what I mean? And it's like that probably every 3 days. It's been like that for years. This is not something I'm making up. It's been like that. But it's like Huntington wants you to hide it. It's like it's slowly winning, but it's not. And that's what that's what they do here. They're keeping me alive. Put it this way, they get me places like they got me into the men's shed, which is like a charity thing or something. I met last year I was here, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to go to the men's shed. That's probably going to be well crap. I went down there and it was Rita and Sorka sorted it out, from the Huntingtons. Rita took me down there because I can't remember how to ask for bus fares. I can't do buses. I get confused. Even when I got on with Rita, I still got confused. But I can now. They help you do simple things like pay a bus ban or use your Visa card and things like that. And I walked into the middle of the men's shed, like on my own, when Rita said, like, this is your turn to try it now. And I walked into the men's shed on my own, just said, do you know what, I'm going to do this. And there was about 8 blokes all sitting around the couch that already went there, all knew each other. And I just walked through the middle of them and I just said, do you mind if I join in on your conversation? I never seen them before in my life. They are lifesavers, HD, right? They're lifesavers. And I've been here a long time now. All these people in here, they help you get through it because they go through the same. I wouldn't be here without them, I know that.
Is the unknown. that nobody is the same. You don't know when your symptoms are going to start. You don't know how they're going to progress, how long it's going to last for, and it's the unknown of what symptoms you actually are going to get is the hardest part, so it is. They've done absolutely everything. They are fantastic. The group is amazing. The conference here, you get to meet people who are in the same situation as yourself. They're going through the same things. They know how you feel. They bring people in to talk to you that are relevant to yourself. Katie, who is part of the organisation, the social worker, she goes to my hospital appointments with me, and that is a big support, so it is. And they are just an amazing group, and if anybody has HD, I would recommend that they get in contact and join in. It's so good, so it is.
I wish that people knew that they were not alone. As scary as this disease is, no matter what stage you are at in the disease, you are not alone. This disease is horrible. It is just awful, and it's so hard to take a positive from such a horrible disease. But the positive thing we have is the HD community, and as lonely as you might feel and as scared as you might feel, because there is such a fear connected with this disease, whether you are just finding out about it, whether you are getting tested, or you are living at risk, or you've just got your results. Fear is always there, but you don't have to be alone in that fear. So connect with the community, talk about it with them, and make those friendships, because it will truly change your life. Danny, I don't even know where to begin. They caught me when I was falling, and they stopped me from falling any further. They have been my rock and my support system since I was a teenager when we found out about Daddy's diagnosis. They've been in my life for over half my life, so I can't imagine not having them there. And I love every single staff member, past and present. I love the members of HDANI, the HD community, the friends that I have made, because they're always there and they're always so supportive and so loving, and that's what HDANI is. HDANI is your hope, it is your support, it is your light in the darkness, because they will always be there for you and they will always do the best for you. HDANI have the HD community at their heart, and that is what drives the staff to do the amazing work that they do. So HDANI, they've caught me, and they have given me the HD journey and provided me with the support I needed to have my HD journey the way it has panned out, and I couldn't be more grateful for that.
Well, look, Parkinson's comes on and it's there, and then but Huntington is it's that bit slower, you know. It's very gradual. Like, my husband's been told he's been positive since 1999, but we haven't shown any symptoms until probably now, within the last couple of years, you know. Before, but you're all the time looking for them, you're all the time watching, all the time thinking, and you don't like to plan. You don't plan far ahead, because you're thinking, well, you don't know what he's going to be like next year or whatever. And like, I wouldn't be embarrassed to go into a pub with him and go, get out. Like, I have known men that have gone into a pub and been told to go straight back out again because they say they're drunk. And like, that there is very, very, it's a scary thing, you know. And I think if I walked in, I think then he just wouldn't do it. And that would just, you know, make him very secluded in the house. He just said, well, I'm not going out again. You know, if somebody said that to him, it would ruin him. I think they've offered me, like, you know, if I need, they've got the support worker, works with the OMA group, and she's always on the end of the phone, has given me her phone number, and if I need anything, like, need advice. But I'm quite happy, because I was a nurse before, like, I am a nurse, so I'm quite happy and quite out there, and I know that I would push, if I need anything, I would push it myself and go out there. But you know that Maria's at the end of the line if you need her. You've got the treatments that my husband's actually gone for treatment now. There's always things there, and if you need any, you know, counselling or anything, you know, you've got that. You know, you don't have to wait. There's no waiting list. You can just ring up and say, look, could I have this now or whatever, and they'll try and sort it out for you. That's a good thing.
Right. Well, the wish that we knew back then when Daddy was diagnosed was how they change to be a completely different person. You know, like, Daddy just was always this man, was out working, building sites, never in the house, always doing something, helping everybody. And now he's just laying there, like, literally. He's still compos mentis, like, you know, but he's still very forgetful. But it's just, if we only knew that this was going to take this kind of road, it would have been so much better for me and the family. And that even that it was, you could inherit it, you know, and we all have got tested, and one sister unfortunately has got it. And for her now to see Daddy going down that road, she's following that. So sometimes it's hard to know whether it's a good thing to know or a bad thing to know. But I wish I had a know for myself, for my Daddy, that it's going to be a different outcome, different person in life. Well, as a family, Danny has been amazing. They've been supportive. They've got Daddy stuff that we never even thought of, you know, like chairs, and even just to be there or you're on the end of a phone call. It just means the whole world to me. Like, I mean, I'd be lost without them, because I know I always have them there at the end of a phone call if I'm finding it hard, a hard day with my Daddy, or, you know, they're always there. That network is just the most amazing thing in the world to me. They don't just care about the person that has Huntington's, they care about the people around them. Like my mama, you know, and my sister that lives there, they get so much help, you know, with the treatments, and they fund that all, which is totally outstanding. Like, Can't complain. Can't say a bad word about hate Stanley.
I think really just understanding the symptoms, that behaviour can play a really big part in it, and it's not good behaviour. And it's understanding that that is the disease and not the person, for me. And for those that have the involuntary movements, it can be perceived that there's alcohol on board, and it's not. So it's just pre-digested notions of what is going on whenever there's really bigger issues.
It has made me understand how different everybody is, but there's one thread through it all, and you're more, what would you say, aware of what's going on with these HD meetings.
And support.
Yes, a lot of support, and you get to know it's a big family. You know, it really is.
It's one of the. I would just wish people knew about it, its existence. Because anytime I'm telling anybody what it is, or anybody asks me about what it is, I sort of say it's the first cousins of Parkinson's disease, or it's a bit like MS, or it's got all these, and yet there's all these other diseases, and motor neuron disease. Everybody's heard of these other things, and yet when I say I've got Huntington's disease, people look at you as you've got two heads. What the hell, So it needs a whole sort of publicity, not publicity, but it needs to be more. I wish it were more sort of well known, put it that way, because there is an awful lot of people with it, obviously, but it just doesn't seem to hit the levels of interest and is well known that like I say, many others, like to say that it's the first cousin of another disease. Well, that's awful, But that's what would be my own wish for it, When I first heard that discovered that I got Huntington's, my brother had it, and he started to show symptoms, and he's bedridden now. But at that stage, I wasn't showing any symptoms at all, and I'm not really showing many yet, even. But I wanted to know what was down the line for him, because I could see him 10 years. He's now, like I say, he's now bedridden, so I knew it was coming for him, and I wanted to know what was coming for me too, because at the end of the day, if you're going to make changes, make stuff like that, at least and if I didn't have it, then I'd know. If I did, turns out I did, well then we can start working in terms of making preparations for that, So that's and as far as the first thing I wanted to find out then was there a support group, and when I was delighted to find that there was, because we meet every month and we get together, and you compare notes, you talk to folks, and it is a great sense of sharing something, and sharing something which is very, very deep and very important. So no, it has been an absolute godsend to me.
Okay. The thing I really wish people knew about Huntington's disease is that there's loads of things that can be done. There's always something that you could do to make things a bit better. There's no magic ones, but there's lots of small practical things, and if you do a lot of small practical things, then you can make a significant difference to the impact that the illness has. I think with the HD community, we're entering a period, hopefully we're entering the period of disease modification, where there are medicines that can modify the underlying process of this disease. And with that comes the question of access of treatments to the community as a whole. And I think the community needs to wake up to that fact. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be, but that becomes a political process. And so the Huntington's community need to learn about what that process is and make their voices heard strongly.
I'm Kitty. I'm a family support worker with the Huntington's Disease Association Northern Ireland. Our role is to support families affected by Huntington's disease. So we support these families emotionally and practically. This can be by listening to them, listening to what they need. We support as well with anything from financial to social issues. We support them going to clinics at the hospital, speaking to their GPs, raising awareness. We run support groups, we run events, we run youth events, like the conference that we're at today. At the moment, we're supporting just under 200 families in Northern Ireland. We support the person affected by Huntington's and the whole family. We also support people going through the genetic testing process for Huntington's disease and everything that brings. Yeah, so I feel the most rewarding part of my role as a family support worker for the Huntington's Disease Association Northern Ireland is the connections that you make with the people and the families that you work with. We have so much fun, and it is really rewarding to go through the motions with the families, support them through what they're going through, and you do get really close to the families, and all of the staff members really care about these families and what they're going through, and seeing the resilience of the families and how they navigate their way through the challenges that come with being affected by Huntington's disease, and seeing how people affected by Huntington's disease make connections with each other and support each other is really lovely and really rewarding. So I love my job and I love what I do, and yeah, it is, it's good.
So, hiya, I'm Clara and I'm a family support worker with the Huntington's Disease Association Northern Ireland. I started my role about 2 months ago and it's been great so far. So part of my role is to help people with emotional support or practical support, so that could be helping them with their benefits, coming to support groups, just being a listening ear, helping them to reach out to other services and health professionals, and being an advocate for them. The most rewarding part of my job is seeing everyone come together as a sense of community and being able to empower people and just giving them that opportunity to unload if they need to speak, or trying to make their life as stress-free as possible. And they're always so grateful and friendly, and it's great to see that, and they're always the happiest people.